I bet you didn't know that a single software decision could cost your business $500,000. Imagine your business is like a messy kitchen. You have 5 cooks in that kitchen and there are ingredients everywhere. No one knows who's cooking what, and dinner is always late. So someone says, let's buy a super fancy oven and that'll fix it. But here's the reality. If your kitchen is in a mess, a new oven won't help. You'll just burn food faster. And that's exactly what choosing the wrong ERP or business system is like. You think it'll solve everything, but if your business processes are broken, an ERP just helps you mess up faster and more expensively. ERP systems are powerful, but they're definitely not magic. They can transform your business or they can break it up fast. And I've seen both. Let me tell you about a company that got it wrong and then got it right. So they were scaling quickly, great sales, new hires, more pressure. And internally, they were a mess. They had 3 different systems, one for sales, one for inventory, and the third one for finance. And none of them talked to each other. The orders were falling through the cracks and the stocks were wrong and the reports didn't match. So they decided, let's go for an ERP system, or what you call as an enterprise resource planning system. And let's go for a big one, an expensive one, feature-packed. And so the demos looked amazing, and people always believe, right? Bigger the better. But they were so confused that they didn't know which one to buy. And the selection process was a chaos. The finance team wanted their own system. Finance was spending time on the features, and sales wanted to continue with spreadsheets. Procurement was neutral. They said, we will go with anything. And no one looked at what they wanted holistically. And the CEO, a good friend of mine, and she told me, Noel, we're in a state of confusion. We don't know what we want. We have a high-level budget approved, but we don't know what system to go for. Can you please help us take a decision? And of course I had to help. And I wanted to get them to see the right path. So they paused everything, stripped it back, and followed a 4-step process I'd call as the D.A.R.K path. So they defined the real problems, they aligned the ERP to how the business actually worked, they ranked what mattered, and they got brutal about cutting what didn't fit. 6 months later, the ERP wasn't just working, it was helping them grow. And that's exactly what I want for you. So if you're thinking about choosing an ERP or replacing the one you've already got, this is how to get it right. And here's how the D.A.R.K path works. D stands for define your chaos. A is align with the reality of your business. R is rank what matters. And K is kill the wrong fit. Hello, I'm Noel Benjamin Dcosta, and I help businesses select and manage their ERP and AI systems, and most importantly, get the value out of that investment. You can read about my experiences and references from my LinkedIn profile. The link is in the description. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through a simple but powerful system called the D.A.R.K framework, a method designed to help you choose the right ERP before it becomes a 6-figure mistake. And here you'll understand the 4 critical steps that every ERP system selection process needs, why so many businesses pick the wrong system even after doing everything right, and how to make sure your ERP actually solves problems instead of creating new ones. So if you're looking at vendors right now, watching demos, or just feeling overwhelmed by all the options, this is the clarity that you've been waiting for. So go ahead, gently tap that subscribe button and like this video if you want fewer spreadsheets and fewer regrets. And stick around till the end, because I'll tell you exactly what to do if you've already made a choice, but you're starting to second guess it. And if this video hits home at any point, drop a comment below with the words ERP selection, and I'll connect with you personally to see how I can help, at no cost to you. So let's get into the D.A.R.K path. So the first step is to define your chaos. Before you even think about looking at ERP vendors or watching demos, stop and ask, what's actually broken in your business? Where are the things slow, repetitive, or manual? Is your team doing the same work twice in two different systems? Are people copying and pasting numbers from spreadsheets into software? And is your reporting taking days because your data is everywhere? For me, these are signs of chaos, and chaos doesn't disappear when you buy an ERP. In fact, it gets worse because now your problems are running faster, deeper, and through more systems. You need to map out every inefficient process, every duplication, every painful workaround. So here's an example. A company I worked with had 3 different systems for finance, inventory, and CRM, and none of them talked to each other. The finance team had to manually check stock numbers by emailing the warehouse, and the sales team had no idea what was in the stock. Every month-end close took 10 extra hours just to match everything up, and that's chaos for me. And if they had jumped straight into buying an ERP without identifying that mess first, they would have picked the wrong system, one that doesn't fix those issues. So, write it all down, talk to your team, and find the cracks. You can't fix what you haven't faced, and you can't choose the right ERP unless you define the problems it's meant to solve. Once you've mapped out your chaos, the next step is to align with the reality. And by reality, I mean how your business actually works day to day, not how the executive team wishes it worked, yeah? So most ERP disasters happen because companies pick up a system based on leadership assumptions instead of talking to the people who actually use the tools. So go speak to your warehouse staff, your finance team, your sales reps, your customer support teams. Ask them these real questions. What's the one thing that slows you down? Which tool do you rely on the most? And what do you wish could be automated? If your sales team refuses to use the CRM because it's too clunky, that's a problem to solve. If your warehouse still uses clipboards and paper, but your leadership wants real-time inventory tracking, there's a gap between vision and reality. And here's the kicker, not every team wants the same thing. Sales wants simplicity, finance wants accuracy, warehouse wants speed, and the support wants visibility. Your ERP has to align with those needs, not just the marketing brochure. And check what systems you're keeping. What needs to integrate? What absolutely can't change? If your ERP can't connect to a tool you rely on, or if it's way too complex for your team skill levels, you're setting up yourself for frustration and failure. You're not buying the most powerful system. You're buying the system that fits. So don't guess, just ask. Don't assume, align. So now that you know what's broken and what your team really needs, it's time to make a list. But not just any list. You have to rank your list. So start by writing down every feature or capability you think you want in your ERP. And then divide them into 3 categories. And guys, this is very, very important. So number 1, must have, things you cannot live without. Nice to have, helpful, but not critical and not needed. Things that sound fancy but don't actually help your business. So let me give you an example. If you operate across different countries, multi-currency support is probably a must-have. If you're only selling locally, skip it. If your stock changes daily, real-time inventory updates is a must-have. But only if you stock once a month, this could be nice to have. This kind of sorting forces clarity. Once that's done, score each feature 1 to 10 based on how often it's used, how many teams it affects, and how much of time and money it could save. Then use that to compare ERP options. Don't let salespeople lead the conversation. You walk in with your list and make them prove you can meet it. And don't just think about features. Ask, how easy is it to train someone new? How quickly can we get support if something breaks? Does this system scale as we grow? What's the total cost? Licenses, setup, training, maintenance. One business I know picked up the most feature-rich ERP on the table, but no one could use it. The training took months. Half the staff gave up. Productivity dropped. They picked the most impressive system, but not the usable one. Don't do that. Rank what matters. Be ruthless, and this is where you build your decision muscle. K is kill the wrong fit. This is the most underrated part of the ERP selection, saying no. ERP demos are designed to make you fall in love. The interface is smooth, the dashboards are shining, and the salesperson is confident. But here's the truth. Most systems can look good in a demo. Your job is to look past the sparkle and ask the hard questions. Start eliminating systems that don't meet your must-haves. Even if the demo was amazing, and watch out for the red flag. If it needs a ton of customization just to get started, that's a risk. If they can't show examples from companies like yours, be cautious. If a salesperson is dodging your questions and rushing you to sign, that's definitely a no. And if the support reviews are terrible, walk away. So here's a real-world example. A company I know picked an ERP because the dashboard looked great, but they didn't realize it couldn't integrate with their warehouse system. So they ended up building a workaround which added manual steps, more errors, and constant syncing problems. 6 months later, they paid again to switch the systems, all because they judged it by the demo. So kill the wrong fit early. Don't get sold a dream. Pick the system that solves your problems, fits your workflow, and doesn't come with a hidden pain. So let's go over the dark path one more time. D, define your chaos. A, align with the reality. R, rank what matters. And K, kill the wrong fit. Choosing an ERP is one of the most important decisions your business will make. It can make your company faster, smarter, and more scalable, or it can leave you with delays and frustration and a 6-figure problem to fix later. But if you follow the dark path, you'll pick a system that actually works for your team, your needs, and your growth. And to make it easier for you, we've built a free D.A.R.K checklist. It's a simple worksheet you can use with your teams to guide your ERP selection process. You'll find the link below, and if you want more smart, simple frameworks to grow your business and avoid expensive mistakes, hit the subscribe button. And once you've chosen the right system, what really sets the top performing ERP teams apart is how they roll it out. So in the next video, I'll show you the 5 patterns the most successful ERP teams follow. So your project just doesn't start strong, it finishes strong too. Remember, don't just buy software, buy a system your business will trust.